Hello, welcome to Cosmic Love Alchemy. And today I want to tap into the energy of my collective. I want to know, what does spirit need my collective to know? First, which is imbalance, excess, extremes, overindulgence, addiction, or self-healing and realignment. Spirit, what does my collective need to know? So we have the Two of Wands in reverse, which is about personal goals, inner alignment, fear of the unknown, fear of change, playing it safe, or lack of planning. And we also have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is about lack of commitment, greediness, procrastination, or learning from failures. I got the Two of Pentacles about multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, and balancing decisions, which would make sense if you're not ready to commit to something that's going on in your life right now. You're afraid of you are playing it safe because you're afraid of a change and you're not really planning for something. But you do have a decision to make. My collective has a decision to make about something. And we have the High Priestess in reverse, which is about secrets, harm, hidden agenda, disconnected from your intuition. I sense a collective that's really disconnected with source, disconnected with spirit, disconnected with themselves and their own intuition, and someone that's struggling to make decisions because of this lack of connection to what they truly want. Whether that has to do with career or love or some other aspect of life, I'm not sure yet. The Ace of Cups came in. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, new baby, proposal, marriage. Okay. My intuition is saying it's probably not about new creative ideas as far as a career goes. I'm feeling more of a love reading here just because of that card coming out. Yeah, I'm sensing a collective that's not ready to commit to a certain party in their life because they are playing it safe. They're playing it safe from this. And maybe you feel like you're balancing a lot of things in your life, including your career, and maybe you don't have the time, space, or energy to commit to having a successful relationship right now. But that's caused you to withdraw and to really have a misunderstanding between you and this other person, because truly I sense my collective really does have some deeper feelings for this person, but yet you're disconnected from your intuition and you're pulling back. So I don't know if I'm dealing with a fearful avoidant attachment style, an anxious attacher. Seems like more like an FA attachment style. But with the Ace of Cups, love, compassion, new feelings, reconnecting with your intuition, I sense that this is something that deep down you know that you want. So we're going to get another one for this Two of Wands in reverse. We got the Knight of Pentacles, which is about hard work, productivity, routine, efficiency, and responsibility, which, it's telling me maybe my collective is more of a pragmatic individual that is not really focused on love at this point in time in their life, although in the overall scheme of things, maybe that is a goal of yours. Let's get one for this Page of Pentacles in reverse. Lack of commitment and procrastination. I got my Queen of Cups, which is compassionate, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring, which, although right now you may be procrastinating from making this connection, and maybe you've had some failed relationships in the past, you still have the heart of a compassionate individual who is nurturing and emotionally stable. Multiple priorities, time management, adaptability. And we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Multiple priorities, time management, balancing decisions, but this is like being restless, unfocused, or like burnt out. So this is a collective that is working really, really hard. That's working really, really hard and balancing a lot of things in their life already as it is. But that really does have some feelings for somebody in particular. Secrets. Disconnected from intuition. Okay, so I have the Eight of Swords, which is about negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, entrapment. And so I think that this is the meaning to take from this, is that you've withdrawn from love. And this is a self-imposed. You've chosen to withdraw from love for whatever reason, and maybe this has to do with a past connection that has caused you to have maybe a victim mindset, and or you are so consumed with work and your career and other sorts of self-development that you have completely withdrawn yourself and restricted yourself from allowing those feelings and ultimately in avoidance. And we have the Ten of Swords. Can't get worse, only upward, recovery, regeneration, but resisting an inevitable end. So I get the intuition that there is a person in your life that is coming to your mind, whomever this is, they're coming to your mind, and you are resisting an inevitable end where you're going to end up with this person. You're fighting a losing battle, avoiding. And that came out underneath love, compassion, the Ace of Cups, right? It's only upward. But right now you're resisting this proposal or offer that somebody is giving you, but truly like you want it. Okay, let's get another one for this first column under the Knight of Pentacles. Hard work, productivity, routine, responsibility, teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, and building something. This is the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, this is an interesting insight. So this is the Eight of Cups, but it came out in reverse at the same time. And my intuition is telling me that this person that you're resisting, this is somebody from your past. You've had this relationship in the past, and it failed for one reason or another. I'm unsure based upon this spread right now why the relationship failed, but this is about trying one more time. Indecision, avoidance. What have we been talking about this avoidance? Fearful, avoidant mentality, fear of change, or fear of loss. So a lot of that is like fear of abandonment mentality that can come out from losing something that was special to you in the past. But this Three of Pentacles that came out right next to it is about teamwork and collaboration and building something. Yeah, so I feel like you've been struggling with decision on whether or not you should give this another shot with this particular individual collective. We have our Two of Pentacles and our Knight of Swords. Multiple priorities, time management, burnout. What else? Spirit, what else does my collective need to know? Okay, so we did get the Devil in reverse, but that's about releasing limiting beliefs, exploring thoughts, freedom. Maybe you feel like this connection is like controlling you in a way, maybe controlling your thoughts and your emotions each day. But also maybe this like releasing limiting beliefs. Maybe you have some limiting beliefs about whether or not this relationship has legs. But these cards, Spirit's telling me that you're holding back, but that there may be like some true potential in this connection. I'd like to find out more though before I say whether or not it's a good choice. We did get the Emperor. And that came out underneath this High Priestess in reverse. Secrets, harm, hidden agenda, disconnected from your intuition, self-imposed restrictions. You're keeping yourself from the Emperor. You have turned away from ideas of making union with this person. And so maybe that's why, if we remember, the bottom of the deck energy was this Temperance in reverse. It's about self-healing, realignment, imbalance, excess, or extremes. So maybe you're living, this is what this means, is like you're living on the extremes of like completely cutting love out of your life right now. But you know, Spirit is urging you not to allow this opportunity to slip you by. In particular, just some background to that, I read this as I don't believe that there's one soulmate for each one of us. I believe that there's many soul ties that exist between us and other people, in which successful relationships and happy situations can occur. So when I say it could slip you by in this lifetime, you know, this particular individual may slip you by if you decide that you're going to continue on this path that you've already been on. We got the Six of Pentacles, which is about self-care, unpaid debts, strings attached, and power and domination. And the way that I'm reading this, because it came out underneath the Ace of Cups, which is about love, compassion, proposal, marriage, resisting the inevitable end with the Ten of Swords. I think that my collective, this is what came to mind, is resistant because you're worried that by having strings attached and attaching yourself to a relationship, that it's going to result in some sort of power and domination type of aspect to the relationship, that you doubt that this relationship can be healthy. One more for that. And then we got the Wheel of Fortune, but in reverse, which can be bad luck and no control, which again, it's like you're resisting an inevitable end. So yeah, maybe you don't have any control. You're resisting change, but it can also be about breaking cycles. Maybe that's like you're just going through a negative phase and you need to break this cycle in order for this particular union to come into fruition. I want to pull some relationship cards. I want to know about the person that's on my collective's mind. What do you think this particular individual is thinking about you and this relationship? You think that they're unavailable and that you think that they're already done, that they think that the connection is a waste of time and that they need to move on. You think they're thinking that. Ugh, these are conflicting cards. You're thinking that they think that they've broken the cycle, that they've moved on, broken the cycle of wanting you, and that maybe they found commitment with somebody else, and that things are getting serious. Maybe you're thinking that you have already missed out on your opportunity with this person. So, we have two pop out there. Maybe this person is a fire sign, or they're connected to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But with this retrograde that's going on right now until the 25th of March, then maybe they are having some second thoughts or putting things under review regarding your connection with this particular individual. You think that they think that there are challenges. Maybe you think that this person is struggling to move on from your connection too, even though you think that they've moved on. And perhaps either this person is a water sign or they're connected with a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or you might be that. You might be the water sign, because that came out underneath cycles and maybe ending something. This is like them. You're afraid that they feel like they've broken the cycle with you, and you're the water sign. Commitment. That one wanted to come out. Problems with addiction and gambling or bad finances. So you think they might have some addictions or some vices in their life. They might think that of you. If that's like, if this is a situation where you might be mirroring each other, where like you think that they have problems with that, but they might think that of you as well. Narcissist also came out with that. It wanted to come out underneath this like fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, someone who's full of themselves. So I can't say whether or not this energy is actually a narcissist, but they might either think you are the narcissist and that you are full of yourself because you're so in your own bubble of your own life, and that you are not accepting their love or accepting their advances or offers towards you. And so that may be what's causing them. So in your mind, this is what's causing them to decide to move on from you and breaking the cycle of trying to pursue you. Mercury retrograde. We're getting the entire chart, air signs. So now we've got Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. But air sign doesn't necessarily have to mean air sign. This can mean like balancing out, justice, weighing options. Like you think that this person, like during this retrograde, is putting everything under review and doing the checks and balances, and a decision is coming. And you think that this decision is coming in this person's mind. You think that this person may wait on you. So you think this person is indecisive about it too. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so this came out underneath move on and challenges. So the challenges, they're struggling to move on from you. They keep battling with whether or not they wait a little bit longer for you to open up, or whether or not like they need to move on. At least that's what you think that they're thinking. You think that they're struggling to decide what to do next regarding your connection. And it's because you've been so closed off. You've been so focused on getting your own bag that you haven't been really worried about this. Okay. So manifest came out, telling the universe exactly what you want. Breaking cycles, water sign. Okay, and now this just came to mind where it's like, okay, water doesn't necessarily have to mean a water sign. I think of water as being a very cleansing. You're cleaning yourself. So if you're breaking cycles over a connection, if you think this person's breaking cycles, they're cleansing themselves of the idea of being with you. and ready to and you think they may be ready to manifest the love that they desire, and that might not be you anymore. Oh, and I just interpreted this a little bit different, because like now I see commitment and gambling. Like you think that they're still like balancing out whether or not to take the gamble on going for commitment with you, because it's been such a struggle already. And intuition, like the red flags you ignore will come back to bite you later. Like they are using, you think that they're using their intuition to see, to ultimately make this decision about whether or not to continue to pursue you or to move on. Fire sign action, the narcissist. Health issues could arise. So this might be one of those details that helps you to figure out whether or not this reading fits, but like this, you, in your mind, you might be thinking that like this person might have some health issues in the future, that, or they might think that, God, in a mirror, like they might think that in the future you're gonna have health issues. There's so much like stagnated energy in this reading on both ends, at least from your perspective. And I want to tap in after this into the male energy to see what are they actually thinking? What are they actually? Okay. One more card, because we have this Mercury retrograde and the air sign, like balance, like seeking out the truth. Justice. What does my collective think is going on? Okay, someone else. Like, you think that now, after they're putting things under review, they're making their decisions and their judgments on the situation based off of the energy that you've been putting in, and you know that you've been not focused on finding love right now. If you're the right collective, right? And now you think that there may be a third party or someone else that's going to stop this connection from going forward. I feel like my collective, you've gotten yourselves into a pickle, if anything. Like I feel like this is like an issue that of self-sabotage in a way. Like that just came to mind, and like some heavy energy from my collective. All right, I want to tap in, Spirit, I want to tap into what is the person on my collective's mind. What are they actually thinking? Person on my collective's mind. What is the person on my collective's mind actually thinking? One more. Okay. They're thinking about commitment. They want things to get serious. That much was also like very apparent, like from everything else in the reading. You've got somebody who's actively pursuing you, but are they going to continue? Because right now they're tapping into their intuition. The red flags that they ignore will come back and bite them later. So they are, this confirms like your person right now, they are putting things under review. Yes, luck is on your side. But again, we got the air sign twice. So it's a balance right now. And we got the divorce or breakup card. And I feel like that's what they're weighing right now. Do they divorce themselves from the idea of you guys coming into union, or do they move on? And like there's so much indecision already on this row where it's like they want commitment, but they're using their intuition. They're going under review with like thinking about the energy that you've been putting in, and they're balancing it out on the scales, but should they ultimately give up? All right, commitment. Someone else. I think there is someone else in this person's energy collective. Whether or not that is a trusted friend, it could be family, but it also could be another connection that they've made as they've been pursuing you that could potentially be getting in the way of a commitment coming in for you in the future. Intuition. They're bewitched, though. They are bewitched. So even if there is a third party or somebody else that they are attracted to, they are bewitched by you, which is why they've been pursuing you so hard. Luck is on their side. What are they? They're actually thinking, oh man, that's... They say luck is on their side, and they realize that there's been an emotional distance between the two of you. Air sign. In the balances, they'll be back. They'll be back. So I think the overall energy is like, they're not like 50-50. I think they're more like 60-40 or 70-30 on it, but like 70% that like you're coming back. You're going to be in their life. Breaking cycles, experiencing a breakup. So, okay, maybe there is someone else now. Maybe they're like dating somebody else and they're going to break up with this person. Break another cycle because they still want you. My collective, like this person is really, I get the intuition that they are very serious about you. And we got the gambling card. They want to take a gamble on you. They want to take a gamble on you for a commitment. But there might be somebody else right now. Intuition. Love spell. Honeymoon phase, or attending somebody's wedding, but their intuition is telling them that this love spell that they're under for you is real. Gosh, the balances are tipping in my, this person on your mind, they want that with you. They want the honeymoon phase. They want to go the distance with you. Luck is on your side, distance. They recognize that there's distance between you two. But, okay, earth sign, like, okay, either you could be an earth sign, they could be an earth sign, or this could be in my, instead of it being about signs of you guys for confirmation, I feel like this is about grounding. Like, luck, they believe luck is on their side. And that even though there is emotional distance, they're grounded in the way that they feel about you. Might be more like an 80-20, that they are so confident that this is going to work out between the two of you. Even though, and again, if we remember from like earlier on in the reading that we were talking about the potential of this person, and my intuition is telling me that this is a person from your past that this didn't work out with before, but they are still in love with you. They still want you. Communication is coming in. They want to communicate with you. You'll be traveling soon. My collective, like I see a person who very much so wants to be with you. And I see that there is potential in this connection. Will you take that? I mean, that's up to you. I can't tell you whether or not like you should like say yes to this person, but I'm saying that like this person very much so wants you back. Okay, so I want to pull a timing card. Maybe a couple of them because I want to figure out Uh, how long is it going to take for you to make a decision? But like, when is communication coming in? And that's what I want to ask first, is like, when is this? Because we already tapped into their energy. When is communication coming in? When are they going to communicate to you that they want this relationship back and that they want to try again? Okay, 2 cards flew out already. And first of all, it's worth the time. Came out for you. So, I don't know. Like, I think that this relationship has legs. And I think that you could end up in a happy situation if you were to try again with this person, because you may have broken a bunch of cycles, both of you guys, unhealthy cycles, toxic mindsets that maybe were preventing you guys from keeping the relationship going in the past. Not making you incompatible, but just like right person, wrong time. Okay? And then coming back, potentially January, okay? January. It's not too long from now. Definitely on this person's mind, like for sure. That's like without a doubt. Okay. Clarify love situations real quick. Stand firm in your beliefs. Steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. You may be feeling uncertain, but if you sit down and you listen to your intuition, I personally believe your intuition is going to tell you to try again with this person. Okay. What does Spirit want to tell my collective about this connection? Serene heaven, embrace tranquility as you refuge. Serenity blossoms and peace enfolds your being. Charge ahead, embrace courage and determination. Forge your path with confidence and readiness to overcome obstacles. Yeah, as a couple, if you do this and you charge ahead without fear and knowing that you guys together are infallible, you've got this. Breakthrough is coming for you, where you are going to realize the time is now. The veil of illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love authentically. So you have this illusion, you've pulled yourself back. That was if you return to like the tarot section of this reading at the beginning, you have been disconnected from your intuitions. You have put the veil up to stop that connection from happening. But if you lift that veil and you listen to your intuition, like, life is going to get sweet for you, my love, okay? Just make sure you didn't get another flip in there. Sorrow heals. In heartache shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised. And so, like, somebody who is in avoidance is still suffering the pains of the past, and that's something that you need to work through. So really, like, sit with yourself, meditate, reconnect with your intuition, and process. And again, slow climb. This is a slow process, divine timing. And if the timing card is right? Like, we assume that January is when, like, this offer is going to come back to you, right? You have time. You do have divine time. You're getting there one step at a time with just a little bit of effort. So put the effort into healing yourself so that you can open up your heart again. Release the burdens of the past. They're keeping you stuck energy. Happiness is simple. Find joy in life's small wonders. That's it. That's during this time until the return of this person. Find joy in life's small wonders, for they hold the key to fulfilling a content heart. Reconnect with you. That's what I was just saying. Like, really, like, find the passions for the things that you love to do, your hobbies. Don't just grind and burn out at work, because that's an avoidance tactic. That's not you confronting what is holding you back. That is you avoiding confronting what is holding you back. Okay? Sit in stillness. Listen to your intuition again. Let that steer you towards the life that you actually want. Stop and reflect. Gosh, need I say more? The cards are coming out and saying the same messages. Pause in your journey. Appreciate how far that you have come. But also to stop and listen to your intuition so that you know where you're heading. New worlds. There are many more things for you to discover. Don't give up on yourself during this journey. All right, we're just going to do a few more of these. I'm being called to at least pull a few. Growth potential. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. Take yourself on that self-healing journey. Take yourself on the healing journey that you need so that you can be ready for union when it comes in. You don't come at it with any like fearful avoid. That was what my intuition was saying, was this is like a fearful avoidant person. Like my collective is fearful but also avoiding. So there's like anxious attachment and fearfulness. That fearfulness causes anxiety, right? And then because of those feelings, it causes you to back off and put so much distance and space from the feelings that you're truly having, and like spirit is calling for you not to avoid those feelings. Okay. Okay, we have Harmony's Call. Embrace equality in pursuit of justice, harmonizing the energies to manifest a balanced and just outcome. And you can do that once you have processed all of this avoidant stuff that you have been going through. Cavern of Secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom, which happens when you slow down enough, heal, and connect to source, connect with yourself, connect with your intuition. And things are going to be unveiled to you that you never dreamed were possible in the state of mind that you have been operating in. It'll remind you just to go with it. Go with the flow of life. You can't control everything and plan for everything that happens. Be spontaneous. Embrace the spontaneity that is life. You can't anticipate everything that's going to happen. Just enjoy the ride that is this life that you have. I really do feel like the last thing for me to do is to pull one Divine Feminine card for this collective. And one Divine Feminine usually shows up in my readings at the very end to give some Divine Feminine guidance, some divine guidance that is much needed, in particular for the collective that I'm reading for. So I'm curious who is going to show up for my collective today. What message do they have to send? I'm hoping for something that's really going to help my collective through these attachment issues that are screaming out from the spreads that came out today. All right. Spirit, give me one Divine Feminine that can give advice to my collective as they go through this and prepare for union with somebody from the past that has left them less than prepared for that. All right, we got one. Is Sarada Devi, who's the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. And Sarada Devi loved all of her disciples unconditionally and equally. In her teaching, she emphasized that there is no such thing as a stranger. She encouraged her devotees to understand that everyone we meet is actually a part of us and is connected to us. And that if we want to experience true peace, we need to own our fault and judgment that we project onto others. We need to see our own faults and forgive them with love. Sarada Devi whispers gently to us, "No one is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own." So if something keeps showing up in the people that we're meeting, repeating patterns, and in the relationships that we're cultivating, Sarada asks us to meet them from within us. So this is like, hey, if you've been noticing that you've had a lot of relationships where you're attaching to people that are similar, have a certain attachment style or repeating cycles, there's something from within us that we can reflect on and then address that will allow us to then make selections in people to involve in our life that more closely align with who we truly are. Meaning the aspects of this other person might be causing us pain or frustration or just plain aversion. The same aspect lies within you, the mirroring effect, where it's like if you keep attaching to avoidance, you might be avoiding your own emotions. That might be like something that you need to address, that hey, like I've got all these things and thoughts and feelings that I am not giving attention to, and therefore I am picking out partners that are avoidant. Unless we're willing to really meet these aspects within us, the universe will keep presenting them to us in our relationships, cycles, break those cycles. And it's not to make us upset, it's to actually free you. It's out of deep love for you to fully heal from these wounds. The goal here is for us to love ourselves fiercely from within, self-love, without judgment or shame for where we are in this moment, but like the good, bad, and the ugly from the past too. The goal is to let us mother ourselves, reparent ourselves with unconditional love, even if we were lacking that in our childhood. So we can stop wasting our time and mirrored in judgment of ourselves and others to get on being perfectly imperfect light that we are. Beautiful, beautiful divine feminine to show up for this collective. I am sending so much love and so much light your way. I hope to see you on the next reading.